Well done, seventh game, seventh win. Bakayo, the performance, how do you sum it up first?
I think it's a performance we can be proud of. We got the win in the end and, yeah, we played well.
Is that the sweetest volley you've hit for England?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. It's top two, though.
It was a clean strike, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a nice strike. I was happy it went in.
After that, you did a sort of message to the bench. Was that to change the boots? We were wondering if you're going to come off or not.
No. I just wanted to change my boots. That was it.
As they sum up the night from your point of view, Wright.
Yeah, again, another good performance. Important to get the win. Of course, happy to score and to help the team, which is important as well.
And was the key to your goal Phil's pass?
Yeah, it was. Obviously, you know, these types of players, they're always going to put the ball in the right position for you, and yeah, I just saw the opportunity to shoot and the win in.
What about the competition for places? The manager's talked a lot about that, especially in that number 10 position.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in the team. You can see the types of players that are here, types of players that aren't here as well. So, yeah, it's the type of competition that you want to be up against. You want to be in and around, and it's going to help the team for sure.
And how do you sum up this campaign under Thomas and going to a World Cup? What do you think has been built?
I think it's been very successful. We've won every game, so yeah, we just want to keep building on that.
And going to a World Cup, when you look at the talent, when you look at the squad, what do you think?
Yeah, we've got to be confident, we've got to believe that it's possible. But of course, it's games like this, it's working day by day towards achieving that goal. And yeah, of course, we're doing everything we can.
And the game just underlined what we were talking about at the top of the show when we were down pitch side, which is the strength in depth they have in attacking positions off the bench. Ezra off the bench, Foden off the bench, Bellingham off the bench, clearly with a point to prove as well. That's a lovely position to be in.
Fantastic options for any manager. Players coming off the bench and then particularly coming on with the right attitude. Yeah. We saw the importance of the Euros at the end of the season, the strength in depth, people coming off the bench, especially as well in the World Cup, coming up with the conditions will be difficult. But when you've got quality players coming on with the right attitude and wanting to have an impact, then not more pleasing for a manager.
Particularly given the conditions in the States next year. There'll be the same amount of games, funnily enough, because there's one fewer group game, but it's 5.5 weeks, so it's a longer tournament, over 100 matches in all. So for Thomas Tuchel, he knows he's got so many options there, hasn't he, to plot a strategy through that time.
And like Roy said, about coming on with the right attitude, but this is when you listen to Thomas Tuchel talking about the brotherhood. They're going to have to be together because, like, yes, 11's going to start, but then you want the players who are coming on to actually come on knowing that, listen, I'm on the bench, I've got a part to play, because that's what's going to happen. Like, because we've got, obviously, we're going to be playing against better quality at some stage, and then we'll really see what they're about. But in respect of them and the endeavour right now, it's good.
There's definitely a nice feel what England are trying to do at the moment. I think the chemistry amongst the players, the manager, the way he's coming across, there's good energy, there's a good vibe. Obviously, when you're winning, helps, breeds confidence, and we keep saying it, there's bigger tests to come. But if you're involved in that England camp and that vibe that's going on there, it must be very pleasing for everyone.
It's actually taking on what Gareth Southgate worked so hard to build, wasn't it? Which is that club feel at this level.
And that's where the manager deserves credit, because you can get that wrong. You can come in and try and do too much, but he's come in. He's obviously made some big decisions. He's given players a chance who aren't necessarily always playing for the big clubs. I think there was always a feeling maybe for England players over the years, there's maybe a bit of favouritism for certain clubs or certain players, whereas this manager looks as if he's going, no, if you're performing, I'm going to put you in, and if you do well...
I often saw him play wide for England under Gareth Southgate. You never really sensed that was his best position. Thomas Tuchel has said, no, I don't regard him as that. I either regard him as playing as a false nine or in the number 10 position. If you're Phil Foden, you think, well, I'll play either of those, happily. Thank you, I'll sign up to that.
You look at the amount of 10s, you know what I mean, the amount of 10s that are in this squad, you know, Phil Foden's just shown that, OK, against Serbia, who were chasing the game, you know, he's able to break on them and show what he's capable of doing. But at the same time, anyhow you can get into the squad, you've got to just take that, you know?
Yeah, if England obviously want to have a big impact at the World Cup, then they can't keep dependent on Kane. Kane's been a major player from obviously over the last few years. His record of stats is fantastic, but they'll need better attacking options or players to turn up. And England have that potential. Hopefully they'll turn up with the right attitude, particularly for players who are big players or on the bench, that they turn up and go, if I'm a sub...
an extra knockout round, that's the important bit.
But if you're just on the bench and you're a big player for your club, but you turn up at England, you go, you're sub, leave your ego at the door and go, listen, I still want to turn up and have an impact, even off the bench.
They're all called finishers now, Roy.
Finishers, right.
Finishers,
OK, oh, is that what it is? OK.
Amazing to be packed. You forget how much he's packed in. He's only 25. That's his 46th cap. So he scored 4 goals. Obviously, he's got to score more. He's won the title 6 times already. Last season, it was a bit of a nothing. And, you know, I don't want to say you're entitled to that, but that's inevitably going to happen, isn't it, when you start so young, that some seasons won't be that great.
Yeah,
That's
but
human nature.
yeah, but he's won everything and he's been in a team that's capable of doing that and he's played his part in that. But, you know, playing for England and wanting to play for England, wanting to be somebody who people talk about as an England player that's contributing must be something that he desperately wants because he's won everything domestically, you know, and it is quite weird to hear a name like Phil Foden's as not being amongst the England team and where's he going to play? And he's, like you mentioned, 40, how many caps?
46.
46 caps, you know, and we're still talking about can he fit in? And just pleased that he's got an opportunity to play in that role and show that if given the opportunity in the right circumstance, he can deliver.
I think he'll like the clarity, won't he, from his manager? I see you in this position, not that position.
Yeah, I think players will like that. Yeah. I think when you're in the squad, you always know there's competition. You always know who you're up against. But when a manager comes out and says, that's where I want to play you, that's the competition around you. So when he's got his opportunity tonight, it was just go and take it. Yep. And he did. His link-up play and obviously is set up for the second goal. We know his quality and it looks like he's got a spark back. And it's nice because, listen, we all have a lot of time for Phil Foden, even from the United side of Manchester. It's good to see him back to his best.
Phil, well done. Good to be back.
Oh, amazing to be back. Yeah, so happy to be back in the squad with these great players, and yeah, I'm enjoying it.
And how do you feel you did as an impact player?
Yeah, I thought I did well. I thought I created some chances, lucky not to put a few away. But I think overall I have to be happy with the impact that I did today. So yeah, overall really happy.
And is that a role you'd take?
Yeah, wherever the manager puts me, you know, I can play in multiple positions, and yeah, I was happy to come on as like a false nine kind of thing, and yeah, he enjoyed it.
The manager says that's where he wants to see you now. Maybe it will continue. Is that the role that will suit you best for England?
Yeah, maybe I'll get the best out of me. Yeah, only time will tell. Yeah, like I said today, I was happy to come on in that role, and the game was opened up a little bit, which helped me as well. And yeah, we managed to find some space into me, and yeah, overall, I think not just me, you know, it was a great team performance.
And going to a World Cup now, the pressure is on to make the team, obviously to make the squad as well.
Yeah, there's quality players all over the pitch. I know the pressure's on to perform well at my club. I just have to keep my head down, keep working hard and training every day, and yeah, try and earn my place.
The smile is there, isn't it? Good to be back. Did you
Definitely,
see more?
Yeah, it was complicated. It was a difficult match. It was complicated because they knew everything about us and we knew nothing about them. And go through the list of players. They play in top clubs, they play in top leagues, they have individual quality, and they came with a new energy, and they made it a final for them. I like the first half a lot. I think we deserve to go up. I think we deserve to have maybe a second goal with Harry's header after the set piece. And the second half, we didn't get the pressing right all the times. They escape sometimes from the deep build-up and into fast attack. So the back four had to work hard to keep the clean sheet. We had to overcome some difficult moments, but I like it. Not everything is easy. Not every win is like 2-0, 3-0, 5-0, whatever. It's good. We kept a clean sheet and were decisive in the end. Good.
Well, it was 2-0. Just in terms of the impact players, has that been underlined tonight? This idea maybe of finishers.
Yes, we had good impact from the bench straight away, but the game became also a bit more stretched after I think we did the subs. It's around 60 minutes, so after 70, 75, the game got a little bit too open. I need to check why, but we brought on quality players, of course. They wanted to show, and they showed. It's good.
How did Phil Foden do in that 9.5?
Good. He's in a good shape. You see it you see it straight away that he's in good mood, that he's in full confidence because the ball's just in the right moment. The first touches are well-tempered. The pass is good in front of the assist is a very good assist. He moves freely.
Jonathan, we're seeing lots of pictures on the back page of a very happy Bukayo Saka. Thomas Tuchel wanted more goals from him and he got a goal from him against Serbia. Do you think he's earned the right, Thomas Tuchel, to make these bold calls when you look at his record in qualifying? 7 wins from 7, no goals conceded.
Well, I think he's earned the right to make those bold calls because he's the coach, and I think, you know, everyone respects what he's done in the game and everyone respects his authority. And I think certainly the players that are in the squad, that are in the camps, really appreciate the clarity of communication and the clarity of ideas. I think players they know, they kind of know what's expected of them. That the messaging has been quite simple but very powerful. And I think, you see that on the pitch. It was really interesting to see him talking there about not building a starting 11, you're building a team. That it's all about cohesion, it's all about culture, it's about combinations, it's about creating an ethos off the pitch, through the camp, through all the off-field stuff, that you then see manifesting on the pitch. We saw that, England played a very different game in the last 25 minutes to what it was in the first hour. They made substitutions, players came on, Bellingham, Henderson, Eze, but the cohesion was still there. The combinations were still there. There wasn't any real drop off in energy. I think that speaks volumes as to where England are culture wise and ethos wise, and I think mood wise at this stage in the cycle.
David, what do you think of the strength and depth that England were able to display against Serbia? When you think about bringing on Eze, Bellingham and Foden off the bench, if that really must please Tuchel and his staff.
Yeah, the depth is unprecedented in my lifetime, certainly. People will still say that, the so-called golden era had a stronger starting lineup, and that's one to debate. But it's really impressive how England have built quality in pretty much every position. There's only really question marks around who will start at number 10, and you don't know what will happen between now and June. Fitness and form. Maybe the left side of the attack, but Marcus Rashford's in possession of it at the moment. And then at left back too, where Nico O'Reilly did well, but Miles Lewis-Skelly, Tino Livramento will hope to have something to say about it. But when you look at that bench, it's almost looking rugby-like. And we know in the build-up to the England-New Zealand game on Saturday that Steve Borthwick's got some incredible players on the bench, British and Irish Lions, who aren't making the starting lineup. And it's looking like it'll be quite similar for Thomas Tuchel out at the tournament, because the likes of Bellingham and Foden and Eze coming on and combining for that second goal shows that England have finishers, and not just to make up the numbers, but to sort of propel England forward, to capitalise on the space that opened up. And that's taking nothing away from those who started, who really at times suffocated Serbia. They've got 10 wins in a row. They've not conceded in this entire qualification campaign. Jordan Pickford looking sort of imperious at the back. And yeah, we've been in this position before in qualification campaigns, and it will all be judged at the tournament. But there is a feeling, despite the young age of some of the players, of real maturity. They look ready to deliver. There's high-level performances, and the expectations of the coach match that. And he's a winner, which is crucial, because England haven't had that before in the modern era. A coach who's used to winning the biggest trophies, and now his task will be to deliver it. And from what we're seeing of that depth, Mark, England will fancy their chances of rivaling pretty much any squad at the tournament.